everyone, welcome to another episode of Neptune Novelties. I'm Hasti and I hope that we get to spend a good few moments together. In this podcast we talk about books and romance mostly. Now today we're going to be talking about a series, the After series by Ana Todd. Now this was a fan fiction that has gone very, very viral in 2014. It was about Harry Styles, which is a member of One Direction, the boy band. That was, again, one of the most popular boy bands of all time. The series got so famous that even Harry read it, and well, he hated it. And until now, there is even the movie series out, but I'm not going to be talking about the movie. I'm going to be talking about the books. Now, in this series, there are 3 books actually, and then a 4th one too. So after 1, after 2, after 3, and then the 4th one is before, which is actually like a different perspective. Now, when did I read this? I read this series back in 2015. In 2015, I read this series on Wattpad, and I was very much obsessed. And since then, I think I read this series like 6 times or 8 times even. Which means I did have a great deal of love for this series, the characters, and everything that happened in that. Now back then, of course, I did not think about having a podcast to talk about it, but now I would like to take this chance. I have read other fanfics, but I don't think I was ever hooked on a fanfic the way that I was hooked on After. Now, that could have had something to do with the fact that I was a teenager and I was very much in love with the whole setting of the series. And now, well, I actually lost my love for fanfictions. I do not read them anymore. Maybe every now and then, but honestly maybe like once a year or something. Now I'm more onto, romance. Now the fact that I really love this series does not mean that I approve of everything in it. I do think that, well, Harry's and Tessa's relationship, it does not have that, let's just say it's not the relationship to romanticize. None of their actions, actually. There were some that were cute, of course, but in general, I do think that both of them have a lot to work for. They did not exist in 2025, because if they did, they would have been advised to go to therapy, of course. But in 2014, 2015, we did not care about that. We only romanticized everything, and I think that's why it got so famous. The plots are the typical bad boy, good girl. It's a college romance, and there are mentions of alcoholism. So basically, Tessa was only raised by a single mother who does not approve of Harry. Neither would any parent, I think. And, well, Harry's the typical I don't care about anything. It is also kind of Grumpy and Sunshine too, but that plot did not exist in 2014, I think. Yeah, I only thought of that now. If you want a little bit of teenagers in love and trauma and problems of how toxic something that you truly want could be, I think you should read it. And in general, I think it is an interesting series to read, honestly. Even if it was not a fanfic, I think I would have read it. What I liked the most was the way that Tessa actually You know, Harry supported Tessa in ways that she needed, you know, if we ignore all of the other problems in this relationship. I think Harry absolutely was essential in Tessa's life, especially as she was 18. And he really helped her explore herself more than her idea of love, I think. Tessa, she was so shy and her mother really she really did held her back. She wasn't okay with the idea of Tessa being her own woman and growing up and stepping into her body and her mind as a grown-up woman. And Harry supported that, which was exactly what Tessa needed, I think. She was scared of herself in some ways, and Harry gave her the courage of changing that. Tessa really tried to encourage Harry to be more open and vulnerable, and she did succeed in some ways and to some levels, but not as much as Harry was successful in making Tessa realize who she is. The last big thing I could say about this series is that I do not think that everyone should be parents. You know, even when I really love a couple in a book, and to paint that happy ending, they get kids involved. I don't like that. And I think Harry and Tessa were the couple that were better off just being themselves. Now, I'm not saying they don't deserve love, because they do, and I think they absolutely deserve each other. They do not deserve anyone better or worse, actually. I think they were perfectly made for each other. But they just should have not had kids. You know, I don't... Even if there was a book about that, I would not read it, because I just know it's gonna go south. So if you're an author, do not just throw kids in the story to make it happy, supposedly. Of course, it's a really long series and I could talk hours about it, but I think that's all you should know. And thank you so much for your feedback. It's always pleasant. If you are an author or a fan and would like me to review your book, you can contact me through email. Love yourself, don't romanticize the wrong things in life. I hope to see you soon. Laters.